or early in the morning waiting for an employer to come pick them up and take them to work. So these are people who are standing on the street but looking for jobs, looking for work, not loitering, yes, and not selling drugs, not trying to harm anyone, but actually looking for a way to make a real earning or a real living for their family, or to help their family, or to support their family back in Guatemala. And what did the city of Palisade Park try to do to them?
What we've seen is various measures taken by Palisades Park. There have been sweeps by the police where workers have been forced off the streets, where they've been threatened, they've been shouted at through police speakers and bullhorns, they've been physically moved off the street corners. There has been enforcement of a municipal loitering statute, which was just recently in a court case brought by one of the Guatemalans who was charged with loitering while standing on a street corner waiting for work.
You helped him get a lawyer.
American Friends Service Committee and the American Civil Liberties Union, working together, were able to challenge this loitering statute, and the judge agreed that the statute was unconstitutional under state law and dismissed the charges. And since that time, the police have very much backed off and have allowed the day laborers to go about their business of trying to find work and live in dignity.
At the same time, nearby, also in Bergen County, in Park Ridge, during the November elections, 2 Republicans ran for office and made immigrant bashing the main campaign issue, when in fact in Park Ridge there are very few immigrants to begin with. But they were using that phobia, that xenophobia, to make a campaign issue out of it and hopefully try to get elected. They lost. In that case,
the campaign strategy by the 2 Republican council candidates backfired in a very strong way on them, and they ended up losing the election. The mayor of Park Ridge, Richard Mancinelli, wrote a very strong rebuke to this xenophobic and racist campaign literature, where he said that who are we to decide the ethnic or the racial composition of our communities, and since when do we decide who do we let in and who do we keep out? He said, this is a civil rights issue, and we as municipal authorities do not have a right to enforce federal immigration law. He took a very strong stance, and in the post-election period, right around the holiday season, he held a candlelight vigil for harmony and goodwill, where he brought together religious leaders and community leaders, and approximately 300 residents of Park Ridge came forth and participated in this vigil. And very clearly we see how municipal leaders and religious leaders can play a constructive role in promoting tolerance, reconciliation, understanding, and diversity in a situation which must be addressed and is being addressed in different ways in different communities.
Mr. Guerrero, in the city of New York, for a long time, the city would refuse to cooperate with the immigration service as far as turning over illegal aliens who came to the city for help. Is that still the case there? Because it's changing in different municipalities throughout the country, where now the immigrant bashing has led to politicians trying to cooperate more often with the immigration service and turn in the immigrants who come for city services.
Yeah, in New York City, there currently is in existence a sanctuary law. It's entitled the Mayor's Executive Order Number 124, which prohibits any city agency or police officer to report any undocumented person to immigration authorities unless he or she is suspected of engaging in criminal activity. This particular executive order is still in existence, and although it's in existence, it hasn't always worked. We've had some problems similar to those problems that day laborers face here in New Jersey, in New York City. We at the Center for Immigrants' Rights currently have an organizing project where we're providing organizing and educational assistance, technical assistance, to over 1,500 day laborers who are mostly Latino from Central America, Mexico, and South America. Now, we've had problems in various boroughs of New York City where some police officers were violating this executive order and were harassing some of the workers, demanding to see green cards. We've stepped in and we're able to come to an understanding. We spoke with the police precincts, and we've even conducted workshops.
Do you see these things happening in Jersey City as an immigration attorney? Are you confronting this kind of situation with municipalities yourself?
Within the last couple of months, I've gotten several calls from individuals who have been subjected to raids right outside of their jobs. And what they are actually doing is arresting them prior to going into the job, and therefore circumventing the rights that employees have and employers have inside the job site.
During this year, 1994, we hope that we don't see the same reoccurrence of the things we saw for immigrants in 1993. After all, these are times to remember those beautiful words on the poem at the base of the Statue of Liberty. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, the tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. Some people are just yearning to be cruel. Others are just selfish. They believe the Golden Gate should have been closed immediately after they crossed. But Miss Liberty is still there, holding up her lamp, and it's up to us, all of us, to keep the door golden. I'm Miguel Perez, and I'll see you next week on another edition of Imagenes.
Miguel Perez's column appears every Wednesday and Friday in The Record, North Jersey's daily intelligence report. The Record, proud supporter of NJN.
To purchase a copy of this program, write to NJN Video, CN 777, Trenton, New Jersey, 086250777. Please include the date and time of the broadcast in your request.
All the news about New Jersey is only on NJN News at 6 and 10. Now, tell your friends. Now, that's friendship.
You're watching NJN, the New Jersey channel. WNJM, transmitting from Montclair State.